Is it on there? Are
Yep.
we up and running? Does it look good?
Yep.
All right. Can't say anything about me. You still sound like you're in a well. We're going to have to fix that. We'll get you some technology. Got a couple cases going on, trying to settle a couple cases. Hey, guys, we're just talking trash here. Um, Eugene Cisco and my lovely daughter and producer Elizabeth. She is in the house today.
Hi
And
guys.
you, if you're looking at me, hopefully you're looking at me on the YT and the TT. So we've got it going on, right, Elizabeth?
Yep.
All right. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, but we're going to try to get through a whole show without any big problems. So hopefully I fixed my settings to where I should not get any phone calls. But if I do, guys, you know the drill here. We've got number on the bottom there, 559-335-3331. I am Eugene Cisco, and I'm an attorney. I also do a lot of stuff, guys. If you're on my channel, you probably know this is a call-in show. And you can send me some chats in the chat stream. Our chat is up and running. We are taking questions from YT, FB, and TT. That's the way I'm saying them here because some of the people that run these channels get their panties in a wad whenever we say the other's name. So we try not to get anybody's panties in a wad. So guys, you got an issue we're talking about today, Elizabeth? Crime, punishment. We got some cases percolating through. Really high profile cases. You know, it seems as though most recently, what do we got going on with um, Meathead? What do you know about that one, Elizabeth? What have you heard about him?
Who's that?
Oh, Meathead, Reiner.
Oh, no, that's what they called him.
Yeah, if you well see that show, you're showing your age. You're showing your youth. He was a character. Rob Reiner was a character uh, in a popular sitcom in the middle 70s, early to middle 70s, called All in the Family. And Archie Bunker, who was the main character, Mr. Reiner, Rob Reiner, son of Carl Reiner, a wonderful movie producer. I think he did Blazing Saddles and some iconic shows. But Rob Reiner was one of the characters. His name was Michael Stivic, and he married Archie and Edith's daughter. Can't remember her name on the show, but and he was Polish. That was his nationality. And Archie Bunker was an old. He was a. Let's call it what it is. He was a racist. I mean, his character really exaggerated racism and made fun of it. And that was the beauty of what the creators of that show did. But anyway, Rob Reiner was a fixture on that show. I think he won several Emmys. And I think that show went on, I think it was on the air for maybe 8 or 9 years. It was very popular. You've never heard of it?
I've heard of it. I never watched it.
Well, do you know what other things Rob Reiner uh, did as a producer?
I looked it up yesterday when I was telling EJ, but I
So
forgot.
tell us what you
I
find.
forgot. It was some movie like Harry Met Sally,
What
and
about Stand By Me? I
didn't
think
watch
he
it.
did. I didn't watch it either. I never really liked it, but it was critically acclaimed.
The only ones
Uh,
I heard of Harry Met Sally, and then there was another one, but I can't think of it.
there was Stand By Me was one of the big ones. Harry Met Sally, Stand
Wolf
By
of
Me.
Wall Street. Someone said
I don't think he.
he
I
did.
don't think. Did he produce that?
Yeah.
Very good show. Now I loved The Wolf of Wall Street. I really liked it. I thought it was very good, very well done. So we look at Rob Reiner. His son is the alleged wrongdoer. And if you look at that case and we look at the Mangione case, I believe in Mangione, and maybe you can look at this real quick, Elizabeth. He had some. There was a couple of hearings. Mangione, if you remember, he is the fella that
Yeah, the
used his.
CEO.
Yeah, he murdered the CEO, I believe, of United Healthcare System. So you look at his murder, and if you go back, 20 years or so, and you look at the Menendez murders. So you've got Menendez, you've got the Reiner guy, Rob Reiner's son. I think he was on and off the wagon his whole life. So you've got him, Mangione, Menendez.
There was one yesterday of a famous black gospel singer. His son did the same thing to him.
Who is that? Who?
I didn't know the name, but he's apparently a famous gospel
Yeah.
singer.
So if we look at all these, if we look at these, and to a lesser degree, they found Mr. Brian Walsh guilty. It was a kind of a high profile murder involving a dude whose wife had a substantial amount of money, big insurance policies. So when you look at
this guy was Jubilant Sykes. He was 71, and he was a Grammy-nominated opera and gospel singer. His son was 31. Micah Sykes was arrested and charged.
man, it's crazy. And most of these,
the same way was the knife.
yeah. What a horrible way. I'm sorry. I think that's a horrible way to go. I had a prosecutor friend. We both prosecuted in Mingo County at the time in West Virginia. He said when he looked at people's crimes as a prosecutor, people that used used a knife in commission of a crime, he always came down harder on the knife person than he would someone that was using a Second Amendment tool. He said, and it's true, if you look at knife wounds, they are far more devastating than the Second Amendment weapon.
Have to do it. Like, it requires more effort too.
Well, it's very personal. It's personal, like it's up close, it's personal. And like that Brian Walsh with his wife. I mean, we don't really know how she passed away. He's saying she just died in her sleep. He woke up, found her dead, and then he commenced to butchering her with a knife. Cut her up in little tiny pieces, stuck her in bags, and deposited her throughout the Boston area. You use a knife on somebody, I'm almost in agreement with my good buddy Jerry. You probably need to go away for a while.
Yeah,
so all of these
cutting brake lines and stuff.
Yeah. All of these people, guys, all these people are wealthy. Wealthy. All these murders that we talked about. The thing they have in common was not poverty. We talked the last time here on this live about poverty and crime. These are all rich ass people. They're usually people who stand to inherit a good amount of money. So what do we call that? We call that greed, right? Entitlement, spoiled. Yeah. We got all kinds of good names for it. So let's talk about those cases. The Mangione case, Elizabeth, if you can look, I wanted to do that before we got in here, but I didn't have time. We had, as always, guys, we had technical issues, and I'm probably going to continue to have technical issues until I get my Pro Mac. I'm trying to get a MacBook Pro. Probably going to get it next week. I've got a couple cases I'm getting ready to sell, but I digress. So,
where are his parents?
Who, Mangione?
Yeah, because you don't hear anything about.
I think they're in Europe. I think. I think they left the country, or they might have been in the country when he did what he did. I don't know for sure, but there was a couple of hearings in his case, one revolving the Fourth Amendment and one involving the Fifth Amendment. And someone asked today, I was live on TT this morning, guys. If you're following me from there, guys, show some love here to all my other platforms if you don't care. Someone asked the question, why would they have got a search warrant in the Reiner case? What was the necessity for the search warrant? Well, you always need a search warrant, even if the police know that the person who committed the crime is in the house. There are certain situations where you don't need a search warrant, but in these high-profile cases, this is what you'll always see in a really high-profile case. The police either screw it up enormously in the beginning, or they do what they do. They nail down the evidence. They file all the search warrants, and they go through the process. If they go through the process from the very beginning, the case is a whole lot easier to prosecute. Well, we look back at John Bonet, a case that was royally screwed up from the very beginning. And what happened? We don't know who the killer is in that case.
That was actually on the news today. Apparently, they have new evidence.
Yeah, the bullshit about the new evidence, I just don't. I can't get down with it. I mean, if they haven't found the perpetrator by now, they ain't finding him. But the point is, in the Reiner case, all eyeballs are on those cops, on that police department. It was in Brentwood, and we all know what happened in Brentwood many years ago. Tell me your age without telling me your age. If you don't know the address of Brentwood, you are showing your age. So guys in the chat, let's call in. Let's talk. If you've got a question, you want to talk about those cases, I'm willing to entertain conversation. So what happened in Brentwood, Elizabeth? Do you know?
No idea.
Oh, my God. Brentwood.
Is that Tennessee?
Pardon me?
Tennessee?
Huh?
Brentwood, Tennessee?
No, Brentwood, California.
Oh.
What happened?
I don't know.
What about if I said the O.J. Simpson trial?
No.
They lived in Brentwood.
Oh, okay.
Apparently it's a very exclusive part of Los Angeles. So O.J., the last famous person in Brentwood who was involved in criminal activity, I believe, is O.J. Now we've got Rob Reiner's son. Is he the only living child?
No, he had the sister actually found them, and I think she's 27.
Yeah.
The youngest one found them, and the middle one's the one that did it, and then the oldest daughter is actually 61.
Man. Oh, so he had a child when he was really young.
Yeah, I had a 61-year-old, and
because what was he? 76?
78, I think.
So he had a child. What if we go work the math? He was 17. Yeah, sounds like a hillbilly. Only we'd be making babies when we're 12.
She looks older than his wife.
Really?
I don't know how old his wife was, but she looks older.
I think his wife was 67, 66,
around
67.
The same age as his daughter.
Yeah, I think she was older. So guys, let's talk. If you want to talk about these or you want to talk about anything else, I will entertain a question. But let's try to focus on what we've got here with crime and punishment. So what do you think ought to happen? I'm going to throw out a question here. What do you think ought to happen to the Mangione fella, to that creep, that cretin that did what he did to that fella? All that guy did was he was the CEO of United Health. That's it. That's all he did. He had kids. He had a wife. So because he was a CEO, he was slayed. You see a lot of these entitled people nowadays making these types of statements, and I think the government maybe are trying to charge a lot of these people nowadays as a terrorist. I just don't think. Now, Mangione may actually fit the criteria and the definition as a terrorist, just for the fact that it appears that he was trying to make a political statement. So if you commit a crime for the purposes of advancing a political cause or making a statement, then you can be classified as a terrorist. What Reiner did was probably greed, most likely. And the Menendez, for sure, I believe, was a greedy, was greed, was involved. So, what do you think, guys?
Someone said Mangione should be given a medal.
And we've got there's a lot of apologists for him, and I'm absolutely astounded how anyone can support that type of behavior. I'm absolutely astonished.
Someone else
when
said hanging.
When I see these people on all these social media platforms praising this cretin, you know. He had all kinds of issues. Apparently, he had some back issues. He had a couple surgeries that went sideways. And he's trying to blame somebody for his issues. And apparently, his mother and father. Now, I ain't believing that his mother and father had any kind of health care issues. They were quite wealthy. The news reports seem to indicate. And sorry little turd never had a job. Mangione never had a job. I doubt that Reiner's kid had a job. We know those Nenendez kids didn't have a job. Entitled little snots. So, guys, let me know in the chat what you think should be happening to all of these people. And if you're an apologist, I want you to give me a holler.
Bailey said she's astonished you aren't outraged by insurance companies unaliving people by denying claims.
Well, first off, okay, thank you, Bailey, for that. Bailey is a loyal listener. First off, you'd have to show me some data where that's a good talking point. That these evil insurance companies are causing people to expire because they're denying claims. It happens. That's true. Something needs to be done with our healthcare system, but we'll table that for next week and talk about our healthcare system, because there are a couple of bills working their way through. However, let's assume you're correct, Bailey. Let's assume that you're absolutely correct, and that is what's happening. Although, for the record, I don't share that assumption, but let's assume it's true. Is that what needs to happen to this poor fella who all he was doing was managing the company? Is that any way to affect any kind of meaningful change? Is that what people can get behind? I don't think so. I think in a civilized society, we cannot condone or allow that type of behavior. But Bailey, it makes me mad. I get pissed off because we have a healthcare system, our insurance. It's not our healthcare system. So let's not get that twisted. We have the best healthcare system in the world. Our insurance system sucks, and it has sucked for 15 years. The O-Care, the Obamacare, whatever you want to call it, the marketplace was a failure when it began, and it's going to continue to fail unless we do something with it. But that fella did not. What's his name? Look up his name. I want to give him some respect. Mangione. I've said his name twice or three times What's that United Healthcare CEO's, the former CEO's name? What is his name?
I'm looking it up.
Look it up. It's my crack research staff here.
It is Brian Thompson.
Brian Thompson. I'm going to make up for saying Mr. Mangione's name. I wouldn't call him Mr. a dirtbag Mangione. Brian Thompson, Brian Thompson, Brian Thompson, Brian Thompson. Brian Thompson did not need to die that way. I don't care what you think about the healthcare system. He did not deserve that. His children did not deserve that. And his wife certainly did not deserve that. So let's talk about it, guys. What do you think should happen to these people? Reiner, Mangione, the Nenendez. Do you think the Nenendez boys should get out? Come on, what do you think? Give me a call. 559-335-3331. Guys, if you're in the chat, let's talk. You can call. This show only works, fellas, if you chat. Send me a chat. Let me know if you're listening. Which platform. If you're out there listening now, send me a message and let me know which platform you're seeing us on.
Bailey said the brothers should get out.
Oh, Bailey. Boy, I would have guessed. If you would have given me $1,000, 1,000 to 1, I would have bet. I would have bet Bailey would have said that. No, those guys don't need to be out. There is no excuse. And see, this is what we always try to do. And I said this the last time in the last event we had here. We talked about privilege and crime. Those guys were privileged. They were privileged, the Menendez brothers. They were greedy. There's no doubt about it. They were looking for the insurance money. They knew exactly what they did, and they brutally slayed their parents. I don't think they should ever get out. I do not care what excuse you give. There's some third-hand accounts, some letters from people that don't exist anymore, that aren't breathing anymore. They're claiming that those guys were abused physically, psychologically by their father. That's also the same excuse if we pull this down into a local level. Here in our part of the country, in eastern Kentucky, there is a murder that took place with a acting sheriff, the elected official, the sheriff of the county in Letcher County, Kentucky. In fact, murdered a sitting judge. And a lot of people are trying to excuse this guy and claim that the judge had some hanky-panky going on with the sheriff's daughter, who was 17 at the time, I believe. Even if that's true, no one deserves to take, no one has the right to take the law into their own hands. That's just not the way we work. Once we allow people to take the law into their own hands, or once we allow people with a political agenda to do whatever they can do to advance that agenda by threat of force or violence, once we allow that, we descend into chaos as a country. We just can't allow it. And some of these groups, if you look at the profile of a lot of these groups like Antifa, they're all spoiled brats. They're all wealthy, well-to-do kids. They're trying to advance an agenda. And as far as I can tell, groups like Antifa don't really have an agenda. They just enjoy the chaos. I think their whole agenda is to get rid of Western civilization. They want to bring us back to throwing rocks. You just don't have a right in polite society to do that. No one has the right to take someone else's life.
Joseph said, should punishments on crime of passion be less severe?
I do think that if you can prove, those crime of passions is one of those things that you see on TV a lot. They're awful hard to win. Yeah, but I see the necessity, and I see where you could come upon a situation and be so enraged that you do something you're sorry for. I think there is, if you look at the laws, a lot of times when you look at manslaughter or murder, there's always a first or a second degree, depending on your state. You'll have a first and a second degree. Usually a second degree is kind of a unintentional, and sometimes in first degree murder, you can always, you can not always, I said that wrong. You can ask for an exception or a reduction or a lesser included charge to account for the crime of passion. That, I believe, is what the lawyers in the Mickey Steins, who was the sheriff that murdered the judge, that's what he's angling for. So yeah, I think so. But it's not as easy as you think it is. Using that as a defense is tricky, and it's almost never successful. I was told yesterday at a Christmas party, we were talking about that case, and I was talking to a prosecutor friend of mine, and he said in Kentucky, if you show evidence, he said they just changed the law on this. If you can show, if you murdered someone and that's what you're charged with and that's what you go to trial for, if you show you had some kind of history of mental illness, then what that does is it takes the death penalty off the table and allows you to get put away, but you get to see a psychiatrist regularly. So it's kind of I guess it's kind of an easy way out for somebody to avoid the gas chamber or the electric chair. So that's what he told me. Now, I haven't looked it up myself, but he's a good lawyer, a good prosecutor. What are you looking at, Elizabeth?
Your TT.
Guys, 559-335-3331.
Bailey said, everyone's innocent, let them all go.
Who said that?
Bailey.
Come on, Bailey.
She's messing with you.
I know, Bailey. Come on, Bailey. Get with it, Bailey.
You had another Bailey pop in the chat and said, when you hear your name and you just popped in, she said, jump scare.
We know who you are, Bailey. Both of you. We got your number. We got it. Come on, guys. Participate. 559-335-3331. I'll entertain any question, guys. We can stay on topic, but if you have a question and you would like to discuss an issue, give me a holler. That's what we say back home. Just give me a holler.
Holler for
guys. And you can check out my my QR code. You've got it up there in the upper left, right?
Yep.
Check out my QR code, guys. You see all kinds of goodies there. I have a newsletter and all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff you can look at. Getting Christmas time. I was going to wear my scarf today, but I thought might be a little much. I've got the lights going in the background. What else we got, Elizabeth? Come on.
Someone said, what about illegal removal of a minor child without father's consent from USA into Canada?
First off, you're making the assumption the removal was illegal. I don't know about that. A lot of times in custody issues, it sounds like there's a custody battle going on. In custody issues, that happens. That's why you should go to court. You should go to court and get clearly defined custody responsibilities. Get your visitation agreements signed off by a judge. That way, when you have a court order and it's signed by a judge, it has a lot more oomph behind it. So whenever there's a problem, you can usually find your way, find it a lot easier to deal with it. If you don't have a court order and you allow this stuff to happen, that's what happens. And even a court order is not foolproof. It's just not foolproof. So I would get you a lawyer. Get yourself a lawyer. Get a lawyer, damn it. That's the way to do. Guys, 559-335-3331. I've memorized this phone number. You can see it. It's down at the bottom. So, guys, hit that QR code.
Someone asked how you're supposed to open the QR code. You can't click it. Typically, like you would be viewing this from a laptop or an iPad, and then you pull your phone out, use your camera, and it snaps it and takes you there.
Yeah. If you get your phone, you got a secondary phone, somebody hanging around you, get them to take a look at that QR code. Or if you're looking at me from maybe you're at work and you're looking at me from the boss's computer. Yeah, get your phone out and take a picture. Not that I would encourage working lollygagging on the job. I certainly would not. I don't condone that. I think that's a bad idea. Guys, tap, share, and follow. Let's go. Let's go. What did I do that for? I said my TT stuff. Guys, call 559. Let's talk a little bit, guys. Talk. Comment.
Trash man is on the back of the garbage truck watching.
Trash Man is one of my OGs. Got a lot of OGs in here. I haven't looked at the feed. I don't know how many we have looking in on us. Guys, take a look at us on the YT, fellas. I'm trying to build my YT game up. Going to get on here a little more regularly. Tuesdays, Thursdays. I'm going to try. I will do Thursdays solo. I've asked Elizabeth to commit to Tuesday. She's helping me out. Thursdays will probably be a solo endeavor. But anyway, guys, I'm going to be a little more regular on the YT. Going to try to increase my.
You never found Matthew's daddy.
Oh, no, I never found Matthew's daddy. That's one of those things. You know, we've got a caller here, for those of y'all don't know. His name's Matthew. He looks in on my live feeds a lot, and he's always asking me to find his daddy. His daddy apparently has left him. His daddy has left him. Let's see what we got here. This is Eugene.
Hey, Eugene, this one, honey. I'm just calling, telling you go visit Randall now.
What's going on? What's going on with Mr. Randall?
Well, I asked the nurse today, was he eating? She said, honey, he cleaned his plate. So I said, that's good. And they put him on the 8th floor. He's not in ICU anymore. He's detoxed. But he told somebody, I don't know who it was, they told me, I can't remember, that when they went to visit him, he begged them for a beer and a cigarette. I said, wait a minute. He's detoxed. He can have a cigarette, but he can't have no, I don't even want him smoking a cigarette. And that's the first thing he asked. But he's still a little bit not coherent, but most of the time he is, because they put him on some kind of pill, he said. He told me what it was. I can't understand that big medical term, Well,
I'm going to try. I wanted to see him this weekend, but I'm going to probably try to get out tomorrow and go see him.
Well, Dave's going to go this evening. He told me to call and see how he's acting, because we didn't want to go and him talking out of his head.
Yeah.
But that's part of cirrhosis. That's what that cirrhosis does. It goes to your head and makes you talk out of your head, but they're giving him medicine for it. They said yesterday he would get an ICU.
Dad left the studio. Sorry, guys. Nope, he's back.
But he's doing much better. But he told his Aunt Lottie today that he wanted to go home. He wanted to go home.
Well,
he can't go home. Eugene. There's no electricity there. There's no heat there. Nothing.
Just make sure Dave don't do anything stupid when he goes and sees him.
Oh no, that's why we ain't bringing him up here, because I was going to bring him up here, okay? But like I told Dave, I said, you drink, I smoke cigarettes, and I said, I will not have it in front of Randall. You know, that's a temptation, and I will not do that to him. And I said, if he comes by my room in the bedroom, he's going to know I'm smoking or you're drinking a beer.
Yeah,
And
that would not be.
I won't do nobody. I just can't.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good for him.
No, because right now they told me he's completely detoxed.
Yeah.
And you know what we were saying? Because before we took him in there, Eugene, he said, they're going to put me in. They're going to put me in. You watch to see, they're going to put me in. That's not for fractured rib, Randall. They don't do that. They wrap you up. Because I broke mine.
Well, what are they saying about his cancer?
They won't tell me nothing about that. They didn't even tell the family, except Robin, when she come in. She had to come in and talk to that nurse.
All right.
They ain't got to talk to no doctors over there whatsoever.
Well, I'm gonna try to get up there and see him. I thank you for hollering at me and tell Dave I said hi. And if he goes up there, not to bring him any gift or presents, keep that shit out of there.
Oh yeah, Dave won't do it. He said he's not gonna harm Randall. No way. They got 30 years of friendship between them. He just said he needs to see Randall.
Well,
in case he goes, his family takes him to Ohio, because there is no place here. 8 bodies full. My heat went off, and they're blaming it on my side. So until I get that fixed, ain't nobody can stay here. And plus, I wouldn't figure somebody got detoxed here.
Yeah, you don't want to have to put up with that.
Yeah, and then Christmas coming up, and I don't want him laying around and thinking he has to get up and do everything that everybody else does. No. But Randall, he don't want to sit down anyway. He's like, Dave, he's got to be going. He's got to be doing. Got to do something.
Yeah.
So, but
well, God bless him.
Yeah, I just wish I could find him a place around here. I don't know about nobody. I really don't.
No. Well, he needs to keep his ass in that hospital as long as they'll keep him.
Well, yesterday he made 2 weeks.
Well, they'll kick him out when his insurance gets tired of paying.
Oh yeah, that's what I said. That's how they are, Because the other day I was so mad when I called up there and asked for the nurse, who took care of me. They passed me to 3 or 4 different people. I said, somebody don't answer. If somebody does answer his phone, they ain't going to like what I got to say.
Yeah.
Don't pass me around. Just put me on hold. Then I waited 5 minutes when they put me on hold. I said, you ain't coming back. So I hung up. I said, maybe they're busy. I try to calm myself down. But that makes me mad when I call. They know I call at 10 o'clock every morning to check on him.
Yeah.
And that's what I do, because that's what friends do. We check on him. But if he don't go in a nursing home, I don't know where he could stay here.
Well, I don't know, baby. I'm gonna try to go up and see him.
Well, that's what I wanted you to know, to let you know he's pretty good today, and so they think evidently that blood culture was good, so they let him put him on the 8th floor at 823 in a private room.
That 8th floor used to be the psych ward.
No.
Long time ago. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah, the 8th floor used to be their psych ward.
I'll tell you what, and when they stayed there on the 8th floor, that was the best nurses that ever was. The 7th floor, no. I called Sidney Mae Johnson on them at that time, how bad they was treating my mother. Sure did. Because I worked with her with the ASPCA.
Yeah.
And this is ridiculous. And then they brought my mommy a basket full of candy.
Well,
No, don't. That ain't going to help.
No.
Then they caught bed bugs while my mom was in there.
All right, baby. Tell Dave I said hi. I'm going to try to get up there and see Randall probably tomorrow, okay?
Okay, well, I just wanted you to know so you can go see him whenever you want to.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Crystal.
You're welcome, baby.
What you got, Elizabeth? You jamming out over there?
That was your get off the phone music.
Oh, that was my
It's like keep on rolling.
Come on, yeah. That's my client, guys. One of my clients. The lady wasn't my client, but we have mutual friend. Uh, Randall has a history of substance use disorder, and when he drinks, he gets in trouble. You still there, Elizabeth?
Yep.
Are you still there?
Yeah.
From
This is Eugene.
hi, this is Dawn. I'm in your live right now.
How you doing, Dawn?
I'm good. Okay, I'm gonna try to make it quick so I can see if there's anything I can do.
That's okay, baby. Go ahead.
Okay, in 21, somebody rear-ended me and my mom.
Okay.
And I owned two restaurants. Well, we were shut down on COVID, and I went to the doctor 4 days later, and first of all, the police told us we shouldn't go to the hospital because of the COVID stuff. So I got into the doctor. He said he didn't want to get involved in a car accident. And I said, and there's a lot to that, right? And I said, well, I'm not talking about a lawyer with a car accident. I'm hurt. Anyway, to make a long story short, then I have to go to another doctor because I'm walking strange. They end up having to send me to the neurologist in Barnes Hospital because I have major neck and back.
And how long ago was this?
So, this is in 21. I got in a car wreck.
So what's your question?
So
Like what's tell me.
My question is, now I'm on disability. Is there any recourse on suing that doctor for him not taking my accident serious with the X-rays and stuff after my accident?
No, baby. Did you? No. Well, I'll put it to you this way. Even if you would have had a claim against the doctor, even if you've waited too late. For medical malpractice for failure to treat or failure to diagnose is really, really difficult in the best situation. And when you wait this long a time, yeah.
Well, I just got approved for disability. I just got approved for the disability 8 months ago.
Well, but the accident took place long time ago. The injury took place long time ago. That's when it should have been dealt with, within a year, 2 years. Of course, now I don't know, what state are you in?
I'm in Illinois.
Yeah.
I know I couldn't get. I just got in my mom does have a suit against. We're still waiting on that.
Well, I would say,
get a lawyer to listen to me.
Well,
go ahead.
I mean, you can try, but honestly, baby, I'm just telling you, in my experience, you're probably not going to get anybody to listen to you because the first thing they're going to hear is that accident took place in 2020, and that's a long time. That they're going to shut down as soon as they. 2021, same thing. They're going to.
Yeah.
It's a long time to carry a case. Okay.
It is. Well, it just takes so long though for doctors to get in, for you to get in, and.
Yes, ma'am. Did you settle your car wreck though?
Yeah. I mean, I found you after the fact. Otherwise, we would have used you.
Well, that's fine. No, we're good. I just wanted to make sure if you settled that, that's good. So, baby, I wish I had better news to tell you, but that's a long time. Medical malpractice cases, particularly where a diagnosis was missed or delayed, those are extremely difficult cases. And so I would say, if I'm being honest, I just don't think you have a case, honey. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. I was just really, before I wasted my time even talking to somebody, because I probably thought too much time, even though the doctor's wrong. But I'm still doing okay.
Well, good for
You know,
you. That God bless. That's
I don't need to do all that.
and that's the bright spot. Okay, so keep moving forward, and you have a great holiday. And if you look in on me on all of my different platforms, I appreciate you watching. Okay.
I sure do, and thank you. And it's great talking to you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. You be stay warm up there in Illinois.
Oh, I'm telling you. You too. Thank you, Eugene.
All right, baby. Thank you. Cool, guys.
They're saying you have static.
559-335-3331. I have no idea. Let me get hold of my daughter and see. Are you still here?
Yeah.
Are you here?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Can't hear you.
Hold on.
We have had technical difficulties here forever. It sucks. Sucks.
Can you hear me?
Let me see where. Hold on, guys. Thanks for that call. Wonderful call. Wonderful call. I'm going to call her and see what she's.
You can't hear me?
No, I can't hear you. But I can hear you now. That's why I called you.
Everybody said they can hear me.
I don't know.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Guys, 559-335-3331. 3331. And let's guys, let's see what's going on in the chat. I cannot hear Elizabeth.
You still can't hear me?
She just stepped out. I have no idea what's going on with her stuff. I know on my end, it looks pretty good. Guys, thank you all for staying with us through a lot of this.
They said they can hear me. Problems. It's just you.
I am on here. I'm up and running. Guys, 559-335-3331. I'm going to call her again. What's up?
I mean, it's just you. Your headphones might unplugged or something.
No, they're not unplugged. It's whenever I get a call. We'll keep it on like this for a minute or two. It's not. Whenever I get a call, that's why I tried to mute my iPad. Whenever I get a call, it interrupts the feed that we've got. As long as people can hear me, that's fine.
Yeah, everybody's trying to tell you. I can hear you both. I can hear Elizabeth. We can hear her.
Well, good. So tell us if we got it. Just monitor it from where you're at. We got anything going on in any of the feeds, Elizabeth, or no? Yeah, you got to turn your volume down.
No, everybody's just saying they can hear me.
Oh, working out our technical difficulties. Whenever I get a phone call, I've tried 10 ways to Sunday to shut down my calling ability on my iPad, and it's not working. So I don't know what the deal is. All right, guys. If there's nothing else going on, couple calls, great calls. Crystal, if you all listen to Crystal, shout out to Crystal. Shout out to the lady in Illinois. I didn't get her name, but a lot of people don't want to tell their name. I don't never ask anybody to tell their name. Still can't get you. All right, guys. Tell us, Elizabeth, what do we do? We're getting ready to head out of here, guys.
Thank you all. Call.
There you go. Now I can hear you. Say it again.
Book the darn call.
Yeah, so it must have been you and not me. That was the problem.
Hear me.
No. I could. What did you do? What did you do to fix
I
that?
just turned my camera back on.
Okay. Yeah, owner operator. I thought it was me. It was
It was you.
Elizabeth,
Everybody else
guys.
could hear me.
All right.
Where'd you go? It's a great show, Dad.
Yeah, great show. Get out of here. That sucks. Hold on. This Eugene? I think I had a call. If I catch the call as soon as it originates, I can usually avoid the interruption. But I had a call and it dropped. So, Elizabeth, is there anything else shaking? If not, let's try to get ourselves out of this mess.
I don't see anything.
How many viewers did we have on our
There's
stream?
100 and something on TT, and I noticed 13 on YouTube at once.
Woohoo! All right, my YT. That's as many as we've had on YT, guys. We got to help me push my YT up and out there. But of course, this kind of show ain't real good for the viewership. But it only does work if everybody's willing to. You got a question? The brave, I can't remember her name, called from Illinois. And then, of course, I had my friend Crystal. Guys, so what do we think? Before I wrap up, anybody got anything important to say? 559-335-3331. Oh, I fixed my moderator issue. I had a moderator issue. There was somebody, Mr. Dirty Roger was his handle. Dirty Roger was creating mischief for me this morning, and I dealt with Dirty Roger appropriately today.
Susan said 105 on TikTok.
Oh, good job. Now you can't.
You get to miss the Christmas program today.
Oh, what time is the Christmas program?
6 o'clock.
Okay.
Third grade through 8th grade singing.
Elizabeth has 3 kids.
Yep.
And the oldest, do they both have parts in the Christmas program?
Carter's is choir.
Okay.
And Millie's, I think, is a group too.
Okay. Does Carter get to, does he have a solo?
No.
Are you going to film it?
Probably.
Okay. Well, you can send me a picture.
Yeah. All the
guys,
lovely singing.
So nothing else, Elizabeth? Thank you guys for looking in on me on the TT stream. I'll probably go live on that. I've reached out to Ralph twice, and he has not called me. I don't know
It's been busy.
why he hasn't. Like, because I'm going to try to put my own streaming platform together for my TT viewers.
Dawn was your Illinois call.
Dawn, did she send you a message?
Yes. And Brian,
Dawn.
yes, I am in Florida.
Huh?
Brian asked if I was in Florida.
Yeah, Brian, she is in Florida. Thank you, Dawn. I'm going to give Dawn a golf clap. Giving us golf.
Stormy said he had came back in and she blocked him again.
Well, like today?
I guess.
Oh, okay. Thank you a little bit. I cut down, well, Elizabeth on that other platform, the TT platform, Elizabeth has about 4 profiles on there. So I got rid of most of my moderators, people that was just junk moderators. I don't know how some of them, I don't know how they were moderators. Mr. Roger, I don't know how he become a moderator, but anyway, I took him off. So, I'm on this calorie deficit diet. So today I've had about 210 calories. I'm very hungry and I'm thirsty. So today I have...
Anthony said he made the cut. Woohoo.
Yeah, yeah, Anthony, I left you on there, buddy. Yeah. I think I've got Anthony a little bit. I might need another. Renee is on there, so I might need another couple moderators. So until I get my app, because TT put a warning on my profile. Imagine that. They stuck a daggone warning on my profile that said I was at risk for being banned.
Oh.
And I don't know what I did. Like, I really don't know what I did.
I think they would send you a clip.
Well, no, I thought they didn't. No, there was no. I've had several warnings, but in every warning I've had, the last 4 or 5 of them, they said they weren't warnings. They took them off. But still, there's this little red button on my profile that says warning. And I'm like, what have I done? Apparently, I've had multiple fractions that I'm not aware of.
John said it's because you're honest.
Probably. So, but when you ban people or when you mute people, they then report you, and I don't understand. You would think that they would have enough sense to know that it's just somebody, hating on you. But I don't guess they figured that out yet. So, all right, Elizabeth. Guys, thank you very much. I appreciate it. We'll get back on here. I'll get back on here Thursday. Hopefully, I'll have this technology figured out. If Elizabeth wants to join us, she can. I'm not asking her to obligate herself. She has a lot of things to do. Which, by the way, before we go, how is the new streaming over there? How's your internet?
Oh, good.
Like, no issues?
No.
None at all?
I don't even get the loading sign when I click the Disney Plus or anything.
So you don't get any kind of big delay?
Nope. Bedroom's got good speed on the TV. EJ's game is good.
Okay, well, you just cut out. As soon as you said that, you cut out.
That was the cat.
Oh. No, you're like really cut out.
I know the cat unplugged my cord.
Sure, don't blame the cat.
The cat and the dog are underneath the table fighting.
God, we got to get our technology together. All right, guys, thank you very much, Elizabeth. What do we do whenever life and law collides in your world? Guys, show my YT channel some love. Let's do that. If you're out there on the TT, if you're out there in a TT space, show me some love. I got a newsletter and all kinds of stuff you can take advantage of. Look at that QR code, guys. Thank you very much. Listen, I'll be back on here probably in about an hour. My wife is gone and Allie is gone. Allie took her to a Christmas party. So I'm flying solo. But I'll be back on here, guys, and we'll see if we can do. I like to get on my TT channel long about 3 o'clock because it seems like that's a really good time to go live. But guys, thank you very much. Listen, life is complicated. It is very complicated, and there's going to be a time in your life, and I promise you, everybody listening to me. At one point in your life, you are going to get sideways with the law. Your life is going to collide with the law. And when that happens, you're going to have to know what to do. There's a couple of things you can do. I always say this, guys. Take care of yourself. And if you have an issue, calm down, take a breath, and then, what do, Elizabeth? Give me a holler. Book a call. Give me a holler. I'll be happy to talk to you. Thank you, guys. Until next time.